Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to cover must be true except question. So what is a must be true except question? So a must be true except questions are basically your garden variety must be true except they qualify it with the word except. With an except question, you're looking for all the answers that cannot be inferred. So anything that can be inferred will be the wrong answer, and anything that cannot be inferred will be the right answer. Okay, so let's get started. So you can find this question on LSAT Preptest 12, Logical Reasoning, Section 2, number 25. Now, this question here is functionally the same question as the beautiful cat, Persian cat question. Okay, the only difference that the test maker did was they rearranged the premises in different order. So in this question here, they give you the all statement first, and then they introduce the sum statement. Whereas the other one, they start off with the sum statement, and then they give you the all statement. But it doesn't matter, because at this point, you know how to rearrange the premises in the correct order. And so it doesn't matter how they give it to you. We're just going to rearrange it anyway, right? So let's get started. So the question starts, all actors are exuberant people, and all exuberant people are extroverts. But nevertheless, it is true that some shy people are actors. Okay, so now the question. If the statements above are true, each of the following must also be true, except. Okay, so let's start off tackling each premises at a time, okay? So let's take it apart. Let's hack this thing. Okay, so premise 1. And premise 2 says all actors are exuberant people, and you see how they join it together here with an and statement. So in logic we call this a conjunction. I'm going to do a tutorial all on conjunction and the different logical operators. Okay, another word for logical operators are basically logical connectives. Okay, they tie sentences together. So without these different logical operators, sentences kind of doesn't make any sense. With the logical operator, it gives meaning to sentences over syntax versus semantic. This part here is all about syntax, okay? So let's get started. Okay, premise 1, all actors are exuberant people. And then it's tied together here with this conjunction. To answer this question, you really don't need to be able to understand how a conjunction works. Understand is basically you have two logical if-then statements, and that's all you have. You basically have two garden variety if-then statement that you need to chain together. All actors are exuberant people, so we can say A arrow EX, okay? And then premise 2, all exuberant people are extrovert. Okay, so we can go EX and then EXT. You notice how they did EX and EXT very similar, because they know that a lot of students basically translate it as such as EX and EX, and they get confused. So you want to add a T. They did this intentionally on purpose. They're trying to screw with you, so we're not going to let them do that. All right, let's go to premise 3. So premise 3 introduce us to the sum statement, right guys? So sum statement, so let's see what we have for sum. So if you refer back to my other tutorial regarding the beautiful cat, Persian cat tutorial, it's exactly the same thing, okay? So what you want to do when you have a sum statement, you want to draw a circle just like this, okay? And then remember, let's do a quick review on sum. With sum, our scope is going to be from 1 all the way up to 100. So it's huge. The range is huge, right? And there's no such thing as a contrapositive. So sum in logic, we call it commutative property. It's a commutative property. So another way of thinking commutative property is we can say it's reversible, okay? So if I tell you some A's are B's, well, that's functionally the same as saying some B's are A's. So in this case, we have some shy people are actors. So that's the same thing as saying some actors are shy. It means logically the same thing, okay? So, and then also remember this, when you have a sum statement, it doesn't mean some are not, because since there's no contrapositive, there's no such thing as you can't convert it and say some are not, okay? So some and some are not are two separate statements. All right, so now we took care of the sum. Now let's put it all together and see what we have. All right, so now we have translation of premise 1 and premise 2, right? So we can say all actors are exuberant, and then exuberant people are extrovert, okay? So now, using the transitive property, which is basically saying A to B, B to C, C to D, and then we can go from A to D, right? Same thing in logic. If you have a logic background, this is what it's referred to as a hypothetical syllogism. Okay, you don't need to know that term. I'm giving you this term if you really want to get knee deep in these concepts. Be my guest. All right, premise 1, actors, we can jump all the way to extrovert. Okay, and then remember, flip and negate. You have to flip and negate, okay, to derive the contrapositive. Remember, the contrapositive is exactly, has the same logical truth value as the original statement. So all you do is you flip and negate. Think of it as like heads or tails. They mean exactly the same thing. They have the same value, okay? So you can go not extrovert, and you can jump all the way to not actors. All right, so we took care of that. So now we're gonna combine the two and see what we can come up with, okay? All right, so now once we combine the two, the simple heuristic or the procedure on how to tackle this is very simple. All you gotta do is look to see your original sum statements that you put in the circle. Remember, the shy and actors? We wanna see if that triggers anything else. Okay, so let's take a look. Shy, well, we don't have shy here at all, okay? So it doesn't trigger anything. So remember, another way of thinking about it is that it has to be the sufficient condition, because the sufficient condition will trigger the necessary condition. We have nothing here for S, okay? However, look at A, actors. Actors here acts as a sufficient condition, so it triggers a whole bunch of other variables, right? So we can say, or you can clearly see that it triggers EX and EXT, okay? So we can bring those two to the party. So remember from our previous example and from our previous tutorial, once it's in the sum circle, it takes on a whole new different characteristic. Now we can say sum about all these guys in any order you like. So that's the cool aspect of this, okay? So you can basically say some actors are shy or extrovert or exuberant. You can say some actors are exuberant, shy, extrovert. You can say some actors are exuberant, extrovert, shy. It doesn't matter. It all means pretty much the same thing, okay? So let's see what we can deduce. These are all the stuff that we can bring to the party. So remember, EX and EXT is what we brought to the party. These are the new inferences, okay? Because S and A, these are the original premises that were given, okay? So these highlighted in blue are stuff that we brought to the party. Okay, so now let's get to the answer. All right, so it says choice A, some shy people are extrovert. Okay, so we're in the sum world, so let's look down here. Shy right here, extrovert right here. Hey, we can deduce this out. It's gone. It's not the right answer. Okay, let's go to B. Some shy extroverts are not actors. Hey, look at this. We have shy, but we don't know anything about not actors. We only know if they are actors. So this looks right. This looks like the credited answer. Okay, so we'll keep this. All right, so let's take a look at C. Some exuberant people who are actors are shy. Remember, I told you can say it in any order, you could pick 2 variables, 3 variables, 4 variables, it doesn't matter, okay? Because now some applies to all these guys. So it looks like that's in the circle. That's not gonna be the answer, so C is gone. So let's take a look at D. Okay, D all of a sudden took us back into the all world, which is over here, okay? It says, all people who are not extrovert are not actors. Hey, take a look at this. This looks like it's the contrapositive, because not extrovert, not actors. Remember our classical transitive property, okay? You can go EXT all the way to not actors, right? So not extroverts, not actors. Okay, so we can infer that also. That's gone. All right, so now we're back into our sum universe. Some extroverts are shy. Hey, is that in here? Yes, it is. Extrovert, shy, we have it. That's it. You guys are done. You found the right answer. The answer is B, okay? So in logic, we call it QED. That means that which has to be proved has been done. Okay, guys? Thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.